promise of this seemingly futuristic weapon system is no longer a thing of mystery, speculation, or sci-fi movies, but rather something nearing operational use in combat. The weapon brings such force, power, and range that it can hold enemies at risk from greater distances and attack targets with a fire and kinetic energy force equivalent to a multi-ton vehicle moving at 160 miles per hour, developers have said. The Office of Naval Research is now bringing the electromagnetic railgun out of the laboratory and into field demonstrations at the Naval Surface Warfare Center Dahlgren Division's new Railgun Rep Rate test site at Terminal Range. Initial rep rate fires of multi-shot salvos already have been successfully conducted at low muzzle energy. The next test sequence calls for safely increasing launch energy, firing rates, and salvo size, a statement from ONR says. Railgun rep rate testing will be at 20 megajoules by the end of the summer and at 32 megajoules by next year. To put this in perspective, 1 megajoule is the equivalent of a 1-ton vehicle moving at 160 miles per hour, ONR information states. Railguns and other directed energy weapons are the future of maritime superiority, Dr. Thomas Buettner, head of ONR's Naval Air Warfare and Weapons Department, said in a statement. The U.S. Navy must be the first to field this leap-ahead technology and maintain the advantage over our adversaries. The weapon works when electrical power charges up a pulse-forming network. That pulse-forming network is made up of capacitors able to release very large amounts of energy in a very short period of time. The weapon releases a current on the order of 3 to 5 million amps, that's 1,200 volts released in a 10-millisecond time frame, experts have said. That is enough to accelerate a mass of approximately 45 pounds from 0 to 5,000 miles per hour in 1/100th of a second, Navy officials said. Due to its ability to reach speeds of up to 5,600 miles per hour, the hypervelocity projectile is engineered as a kinetic energy warhead, meaning no explosives are necessary. The hypervelocity projectile can travel at speeds up to 2,000 meters per second, a speed which is about 3 times that of most existing weapons. The rate of fire is 10 rounds per minute, developers explained. A kinetic energy hypervelocity warhead also lowers the cost and the logistics burden of the weapon, they explained. Although it has the ability to intercept cruise missiles, the hypervelocity projectile can be stored in large numbers on ships. Unlike other larger missile systems designed for similar missions, the hypervelocity projectile costs only $25,000 per round. The railgun can draw its power from an onboard electrical system or large battery, Navy officials said. The system consists of 5 parts, including a launcher, energy storage system, a pulse-forming network, hypervelocity projectile, and gun mount. While the weapon is currently configured to guide the projectile against fixed or static targets using GPS technology, it is possible that in the future the railgun could be configured to destroy moving targets as well, Navy officials have explained over the years. The Navy, DOTA and even the Army are also experimenting with integrating the railgun hypervelocity projectile with existing weapons platforms such as the Navy's 5-inch guns or Army howitzer. Possible railgun deployment on Navy destroyers. Also, the Navy is evaluating whether to mount its new electromagnetic railgun weapon to the high-tech DDG-1000 destroyer by the mid-2020s, service officials said. The DDG-1000's integrated power system provides a large amount of onboard electricity sufficient to accommodate the weapon, Navy developers have explained. Navy leaders believe the DDG-1000 is the right ship to house the railgun, but that additional study was necessary to examine the risks. Also, with a displacement of 15,482 tons, the DDG-1000 is 65% larger than existing 9,500-ton Aegis cruisers and destroyers. The DDG-1000 integrated power system, which includes its electric propulsion, helps generate more than 70 megawatts of onboard electrical power, something seen as key to the future when it comes to the possibility of firing a railgun. It is also possible that the weapon could someday be configured to fire from DDG-51 Labor-class destroyers. Something of that size is necessary, given the technological requirements of the weapon. For example, the electromagnetic gun would most likely not work as a weapon for the Navy's littoral combat ship.